Hello and welcome to this week's Dear Love Talk, the part of the program that answers any questions you have when it comes to relationships.
Indeed, all you need to do is to email us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv, or you can also get in touch via Facebook.
The first question comes from Jessica and she says, my relationship of 5 years broke off a few weeks ago because we couldn't see eye to eye. I have managed to confide in an old boyfriend and feel that some feelings we had for each other have started to resurface. What is the best way to tell him how I feel? Well, Jessica, I don't think that right now you should be thinking about telling anybody how you feel. You have to remember that you just finished a relationship of 5 years a few weeks ago. So without a doubt, there are things you need to review, you need to get yourself back together, emotionally speaking, because if you've been attached to someone emotionally for 5 years, you're not ready to move on a few weeks later. You need to sort out whatever issues that you have, whatever hurt you may have inside you because the relationship ended. And often what some people may do is that they can't stand being alone, so they jump onto the next relationship. And that just accumulates problems. So I think you're making a bad move and you have to perhaps distance yourself from that person who you were emotionally attached over 5 years ago, and go and confide in a family member, in a person that you can really trust.
And also ask yourself, why couldn't you see, why couldn't you get along? What was wrong with your relationship? And why is it suddenly okay for you to go back to an old boyfriend whom you left as well, or he left you, I don't know. So what changed? Is he a different person? Is it just because he's been nice to you? And chances are that he sees how vulnerable you are at the moment, and he's been nice to you and all that. I don't know. I don't want to judge him because I don't know him. But there's so many wrong things happening at the moment that you can choose to follow his advice and not, talk about your feelings with him. But you can also choose to go ahead, and you will see that it will be like a vicious circle. Vicious cycle.
Cycle, circle, potato, potato.
You know what I mean. But why? Because, and also that makes you look really bad because it looks very childish. You just finished a relationship and suddenly, because the other guy's been nice to you and listening to you, he's suddenly the one. Or is he suddenly the right one for you? There's so much confusion right there. I think you should just wait and sort yourself out first.
And it's important to remember that it's okay to be alone. Okay, you're not considered to be broken because you're alone. Okay, so sometimes a relationship ends, and the best thing to do for a while, until you can figure out what happened and start to look forward, is to be alone for a while and process what happened and see where you can change, see what you could have done differently, so that then you can be ready. I think a few weeks is nowhere near enough time.
Of course not.
Next question is for you.
Yes, it says, I have been in a steady relationship, and although I have been with my girlfriend for almost a year and we really like each other, I am starting to have doubts about the whole thing. This is because everyone speaks about falling head over heels in love, butterflies in our stomach, but I have never really felt this in any relationship. Is this a sign I should end things and look for this real love? Listen, my dear, the beauty about, I'm going to praise men now, okay? The beauty about being, being a man, from what I know, because I'm married to one, is that you are very black and white. This thing of butterflies is usually a woman's thing, I'm sorry, I'm a woman, but it's true, this is what we've seen. We tend to be more emotional and we tend to misread things. We tend to read magazines and accept every single advice that is given to us as the right one. And this thing of butterflies and falling head over heels, I don't even know how they came up with this. It doesn't really make sense. What happens is that when you are in the very beginning of getting to know someone, is that you do feel a little bit nervous. Oh my God, he's coming or she's coming. What am I going to say to him? But you don't spend months like this. And also, if you are already close friends, if you are friends, you don't really feel like that. Because you already know the person. So you should not base, you should not, how can I say, make any decisions based on what you hear people say about love, because this is not true.
And the thing is that whoever came up with these terms, they probably had failed relationships. They were probably terrible at making relationships work. And sometimes you end a relationship because you think you were looking for something, and you're looking for something that doesn't exist. Are we saying that love is not special or love is not romantic and this thing of feeling special doesn't exist? Of course it does exist. But don't go looking for butterflies in your stomach. Don't go looking for things you saw in movies. Certain things you see in movies, they never work.
True.
They never work. I was watching this article the other day about the movie Titanic, right? Where the woman, Rose, is there on that plank of wood, and Jack, he says, "My heart will go on," and then he pushes the plank of wood and it sinks. And they were showing it's silly, but it's very interesting. They were showing a picture of the plank of the wood from the movie. And they proved, actually, that plank of wood could fit 2 people. So actually, he didn't have to die, right? I know it's a movie, but that tells you how sometimes you're looking for something really,
that doesn't exist.
that movies talk about, but it doesn't work like that. And people who make movies that way to sell tickets, to fill cinema fill cinema theaters. So be careful what you're looking for. You may have something really special, really amazing, and you go looking for someone just because someone told you that you should be looking for that, when actually you already have it.
And just to finalize, because I know we run out of time, do you know what you should be looking for? The kind of feelings is, oh, I can't wait to meet her, or, I'm going to be always faithful to her. And you have this tremendous respect within yourself. Every time you see a woman coming onto you, you're like, oh, these are the kind of things that make things romantic, interesting. Not these things that people come up with. I'm sorry, I'm so against it.
Let's go for the final question. I like this boy that is part of a dance group we attend a couple of times a week, but I'm not sure how I should tell him how I feel. How should I go about it? Very simple. Watch the program until the end. We're going to be telling you. But honestly, I'm not going to answer this question now. If you're watching this week's program on how to approach someone you like, you're going to see our advice on it. Okay?
Indeed.
So thanks for joining us and for watching Dear Love Talk. If you want to send us your questions, do so on questions@lovetalkshow.tv or via our Facebook page. Until next time, bye-bye.